Oh, welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, I'm a little bit late doing the asparagus. There's still plenty of berries on there, so I'm going to leave that there for the birds to enjoy for a bit longer before I pile it onto the compost heap. Now, normally I would get rid of these so that the berries didn't grow everywhere, but the trouble is it's going to make me some nice compost, so I can't afford not to save it. It's a little bit dry at the minute, but with all this rain that we're forecast and going to have, and possibly snow, it's got to be done. Now, we need to let it gutter fern to make sure it builds up the crown. Then we're going to mulch it. Well, we'll clear up the beds, top the underground worm farms up. Very difficult to get to the underground worm farms. When we've got all this fern here, and normally there's a lot of roots in there from the actual asparagus there. They know where the food is, they know where the goodness is. So I'm going to crack on with this, and then I'll bring you back when we're ready to top up the underground worm farms, clear the tops. I like to leave them about 4 inches, 100 mil high. The actual ferns, they will die back, especially when I mulch them. Now these strops do a really good job at holding the ferns up. Recycled strops, single use, lifting equipment, can't be used again, but as you can see there, we've got a post snapped. So let's get that done. I'll reuse those. Try and recycle everything. I like to use decking screws because we can reuse them. The wood might have rotted off, but I can't even find where it's no, it don't want to come out. I'll have to play with that one at home. Let's make sure this screw's facing downhill. Can't put it in the same place. Ah, he says, hang on. Let's do it this way. I don't want to get caught out. Oh, I hope they ain't coming for me. Now, when you're knocking posts in, don't use that. Use that bit. I know you can't see it, but that's what it's used for. It's a nice he's on the right setting, he says. Oh, I don't need a screw now to fasten that mod. Yeah, that's quite good actually. Oh, I'm not going to worry about that. I only do what we need to do. That's nicely done. Not sure if the microphone was on when I did that repair. But in here we've got the cardboard cover and the remnants of last year's material. So we've got eggshells, coffee grounds and tea leaves. This isn't brilliant stuff, but give it a good mix up. A bit of everything in here, but I can top it up with some Christmas stuff. Later on, keep the worms happy. Worms will sniff that out. I'll get the other one done. I've just been and fetched some quite aged manure. Might be some eggs in there. Oops, let's not bury that. Oh, yeah, mate. They're washing around. Don't get a lot of time these days. The dark nights. So that's one done. Take that bucket back home to fill up with some more veggies. Now, last year, looks like I put some of that horrible cocoa coir with the big lumpy bits in as a mulch. I'm going to use sheep's wool this time. Now, this will be the first bed that I actually use. He checks his microphone again. Where I'm going to use the sheep's wool as a permanent mulch, similar to something else that I'm going to be doing Christmas and New Year. So this will stay on, not like some of the other beds where I put it on and then leave it. I've done my garlic, because the garlic will come through this, and I'm hoping the asparagus will as well. I will be keeping an eye on it in the spring to make sure it does, because it's quite a strong plant. But if anybody's got any doubts, please tell me. If I see any red flags, I can take it off. But this will release nitrogen. I always have trouble with weeds growing, so it'll be interesting to see if this helps or hinders. Asparagus don't need protecting. It's not a bit too thick, he says. So there's a few other YouTubers using sheep's wool. I'll put the creators list on the end screen. You see what they're up to. Right, I don't want to bore you to death. You can't smell it like I can. There, it's nicely tucked up now. And the birds will love this in the spring. Every nest will have some sort of sheep's bedding, nesting material, should we say. But I will keep an eye on this, but I'm hoping to be able to let the asparagus grow through, because it's got plenty of time for the snow, rain, and what have you, for it to start going down, and then we can see if the asparagus is strong enough to push through. It'll probably push this up in the air. I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. If it doesn't work, then I'll whip it off. But it just protects the bed over the winter anyway. Nothing lost. Somewhere to put it while it's starting to break down. Well, that's another job off the winter list. Jobs for December. I'll be moving into the fruit cage over in between Christmas and New Year to prune all that back. That'll all be ready to do. I've topped off the Jerusalem artichokes now, got rid of the Cape gooseberries. My sprouts are going rotten, so whether I'll have any sprouts for Christmas Day or not, I don't know. But if I can get myself half a dozen, Mrs. K always gets a few Brussels anyway, because sometimes they're quite cheap in the shops from certain establishments. But I do like to have my own food on my Christmas meal if we can. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Check the end screens for the creators who are using the sheep's wool. It's helping the farmers out. They only get 50p per fleece. They're probably charging me £1 to £1.50, I don't know, per fleece. But I'm certainly enjoying experimenting with the sheep's wool. We know it works well on the compost bins. We know it works well if we bury it. The beans, absolutely love it. The best crop of beans ever. But don't forget to check out 8 o'clock Christmas morning for the Christmas Day vegetable harvest and Christmas raffle draw. And then at 3 o'clock the King's speech. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now. Always something to do. It's looking tidier though.